Hmm. So in my last class, I started with resistance pressure transducer. Okay. So last class I discussed about some means length. Okay, length of that field material. Okay, so how do you identify that fluid height? Okay, so by the changing of the fluid height, that potentiometer wiper also been changing their positions, and based on that you are getting different reading. Okay, and based on that reading you are going to measure that how much values are there you are getting. Okay, you are plotting that how much magnitude means changing of the linear changes over meter as well as magnitude of that potential. Okay, so voltage. So say, then you are doing the resistance pressure. Okay, pressure transducers. So what happened here, you can see the wiper is there. Okay, so the variable path is there, constant strip is there. So again it is linearly movement. So from the construction you can see over the linear movement of that wiper. So they may cause for what, they may cause for, here you can see the contact is there, already contact is there with that conductive strip. Okay, so from that contact you can able to understand. Okay, so you can able to understand that how much length is there, means how much distance is there. So based on that you are again to measure that amplitude as well as the metering positions. Okay, so same thing also been shown here. Okay, in that variable resistance path is there. So wiper length is there. If it is moving, okay, changing their position, so your output voltage V0 is changing. Okay, your terminal voltage VT is there and V0 is there. So changing of that W, so entire thing will be changed. Okay, and you are able to measure the value of V0. So if you have the reading of R2 and R1, R2 and R1 means resistance of the entire path and that where your wiper is connected. Okay, that position. So okay, if you are able to measure the resistance directly, you are able to get that value. Okay, then if you see bellow type thing, bellow type means here you can see due to air the wiper movement is there. Okay, so bellow movement is there. Okay, so here you can see the bellow movement. So bellows are moving. Okay, bellows are moving. So based on their movement, same thing also happened. Okay, so air pressure is there, due to pressure it is moving, bellows are moving. If it is moving, so what happened, it is changing. Okay, their positions, that positions are changing. Okay, if the positions are changing, so due to bellow movement, if the positions are changing, then what will done, if it is changing, so as per their value, so potential you are also getting the potential. Okay, so due to displacement, okay, you can get the output voltage over here. So here you are able to see the output voltage. So now you are changing the displacement. Here you can see the output voltage are changing there. Okay, so both are changing. Okay, gradually increasing the height. Okay. Now, what is strain gauge? So from this study, you can see that resistance. Okay, so linear movement of that path. Okay, linear movement of that or linear changes of the positions of that value of the resistance. So you are able to get some equivalent voltage, and based on that voltage, you are scaling down. You are getting that equivalent length. Okay. So in case of strain gauge, what happened? There is a pressure. Okay, so if you give some pressure, so some deformation is there. So you know that stress, strain in your plus two level. Okay, so there is a some stress, strain means force, stress means for that how much deformation is there. There is a means volumetric changes, area wise changes, linear changes is there. It's a ratio. Okay, based on that you are able to measure. Okay, so equivalent signal you will get in form of EMF. Okay, based on that you are able to measure that how much values are coming over there by the physical changes of your system, that you are able to measure from this study. Okay, so resistive wire is there. Okay, for this study one resistive wire is there. It may be two types, bounded and unbounded. Okay, So wire type, two types are there, resistive wire, another is what type of wire, grid, Rosselet, torque, helical, different types of structure of there, and foil strain gauge and the semiconductor strain gauge. So all the first one is the wire strain gauge. Okay, wire strain gauge, foil strain gauge, and semiconductor strain gauge. So if you see most of the cases, the semiconductor strain gauge is more beneficial in compared to other, but it having also limitations. Coming the limitations. Okay, so main benefit is that the resistance. Okay, so if solid state devices you are using, their resistances are very less. So unnecessary energy losses are not there. So whatever studies you are doing means for previous cases as well as the normal wire based strain gauge or foil based strain gauge. So we are dealing with some sufficient values of resistance. Okay, for if we go for the high power applications or high rated application, high rated means overload conditions is more, means more current is flowing through your system, then there is unnecessary power loss. Okay, that is not desirable. That's why solid state semiconductor devices or solid state devices are more popular about for this work. But the problem is that normally the normal resistance having more withstanding capability of that voltage, current, and power, maximum how much power you are going to implement there. Okay, but solid state device having that limitation, it cannot go up to, definitely you know that power electronics devices are there that can go up to megawatt range. Okay, but in normal cases, normal plain solid state devices, so analog devices, they cannot work beyond 15 volt. Okay, or maximum 20 volt. Okay, 20 volt. So they are not able to go up to that range. Okay, that's the problem is there. So first we need to know what is stress and what is strain. Okay, so stress is the force, actually force per unit area. So here you can see that Young modulus. Okay, so all the thing you have already gone through in your plus 2 level. Okay, so stress is a measure of the average amount of force. Okay, force exerted per unit area. Okay, force exerted per unit area. It is a measure of the intensity of the total internal forces. Okay, acting within the body across the imaginary internal surface as the reaction to external applied forces and the body forces. Okay, these all are there. So sigma equal to, this is average force, sigma is your average force equal to F by A. Okay, means stress by nominal stress, means perpendicular stress, not angular stress. Nominal stress. Okay, and F is the force acting over the area A. Okay, so nominal stress and force F, that is acting over the area. Strain means what? Is geometrical. Strain is what? Geometrical expressions. The deformation that I am telling about, the deformation caused by the action of stress. Okay, so stress is there. Okay, how much action of stress, how much deformation is there, that is called strain. So there are three types of strain, so that I'm telling. So it is linear. So cross sectional, sorry, there is a changes of L. Okay, the differences between that due to force, the deformation of length. Okay, the ratio between the rate of change of length by L. Okay, so strain is calculated by first assuming a change between two body states. Okay, two body state, the beginning state and the final state. Okay, so that's why they are using delta L. Okay, when the difference are placed in 2 points of the body, two states expressed by the numerical value of strain, the strain therefore expresses itself as a change in size and or shape. Okay, the strain is defined as the fractional change in length. Strain is thus the unitless quantity. Okay, it's a ratio of two same unit, that's why they're unitless. So here from the diagram you can see there's a cross section, that is delta A by A. Okay, here you can see that is delta L by L strain for, in this case, in this figure. So volume, this is area. Okay, so delta A, how much changes are there? Internal force, external force. Okay, so this is your area. Directly, how much values are there? Okay, so now we are considering about area. So delta A by A. Okay, strain equal to delta A by A for cross-sectional variations. Okay, for volumetric it should be there, area also be there, as well as length also be considered. So for volumetric changes, it will be coming delta V by V. Okay, changes will be there delta V by V for changes. So unbounded resistance wire strain gauge. Okay, so here you can see both the cases. You are considering resistance wire are there. Okay, cross sectional settings, how they are setting. So you are providing the force. Okay, force rod with point. Okay, so different things are there. And here from the diagram you can understand that you are providing the force to these points. Okay, so force to these points, and now they are connecting. Okay, so they are connecting like a wire. Okay, string wires are there. So from here to that terminal, another two from this terminal, another two from opposite terminal. Okay, stationary. This is your fixed part. Okay, so this is your fixed part. So wire strain gauge that I am telling about it. Okay, now this portion is movable. So you are giving the force. So it is now you can see that wire may get some strain. Okay, so connecting inside of this one. Okay, so if giving the force this side, okay, if force direction is this side, so you can see which wire getting more strain. So these two wire. Okay, upper wire and lower wire. Okay, if you give the force in reverse direction this side, so what happened that another two wire will be getting more stress. Okay, more strain over there. Okay, by that way you have to calculate. Okay, how much values are there. The resistance, bonded resistance wire strain gauge, how it will be happen. So you know the calculations of the resistance that R equal to rho L by A. Now gauge factor. Okay, so gauge factor. So that you need to find. So changes of resistance delta R by R whole divided by changes of the length delta L by A. Means you are changing, you are providing the force to your system. Okay, to your system. So due to force, what happened? Due to force, there area may be change. Okay, area or length may be deformed. Okay, due to deform of their length or area, so you know that resistance is directly proportional to length and inversely proportional to area. Okay, so any changes is there, okay, in your length or area, so directly it will reflected the resistance, the effect over the resistance. Okay, so that's why due to stress, your gauge factor also be different. Okay, so for this study, so gauge factor is considered delta R by R whole divided by delta L by L. So direction of the strain here you can see fine wires are there, in between the fine wires are there. Now you are changing the positions. Okay, so you are changing that positions directly. So after changing the positions, you can see that you are able to measure the leads. Okay, measure the leads of the potential. So again it will be changed. Okay. Tension cause the resistance increase. The bonded strain gauges are there over here. Okay, by changing of these two positions, the resistance measure between 2 points. Okay, 2 points are there. So where you are able to measure the resistance. Gauge in sensitive. Okay, insensitive of the lateral forces. Here you can see the lateral forces are there. Compression cause the resistance decreases. So compression means definitely the changes of area. Okay, compressions may cause for changes of area, so resistance also mean changes, length changes as well as. Okay, so both are related to each other. Now you are considering that bridge arrangement. Okay, so two active gauges are there. Okay, two active gauges are there, one active gauge and dummy gauge. Two things are there, and here the null pointer are there. So for balance condition, you should find out the ratio, and for the balance condition, you have to find out the values. Okay, if you able to get the values, okay. After that, if any changes over there, so your null pointer is varying. Okay, if your null pointer is varying, so here you can see some standard resistance. So automatically your strain gauge also being changes. You have to change the strain gauge to get that balance condition. So both the cases you are changing. Okay, whatever is required, and you are able to measure that amount of values. Okay, so for the physical amount of values. Okay. So another two types of strain gauge is there. That is one is Rosselet gauge, another one is normal grid type strain gauge. So here you can see the separated are there. So directions are changing due to forces. Okay, pressure is coming up and pressure is coming down. So automatically their position is changing. Due to their position, so automatically deformations of that conductor is happening. Okay, means anyhow changes of length, area, or volumetric, any kinds of changes is happen, and due to changing of that parameters, okay, that may cause for changing of that resistance value. Okay, that you can also get. So you can get only one directions. If you get that force for different directions, so if you vertically, the force is coming vertically. If you want to get the reading for a force for horizontal movement, so here you can see it will be horizontal movement. So for horizontal movement, so another combinations are required. So that will be perpendicular to this normal conditions where, so that should be situated in perpendicular manner of your current options of that wire. Okay, if you want to get the angular one, so angular manner you have to share that wire. Okay, so whatever direction is possible, most of the cases you can arrange your gauge wire inside of the meter and you are able to get the appropriate reading over there. Okay, so other different types of strain gauges are there. So this is torque type strain gauge. Okay, and this is helical type. Helical means it look like a spring. Okay, so two conditions, two different another types of thing. One is the torque type strain gauge, another one is helical strain gauge. Helical means spherical. So only the formulas will be changes. Okay, for spherical sphere. Okay, so you have to know about the radius. Okay, radius, then height. Basically when you are taking the formula, okay, deriving the formulas of voltage, sorry, volume, so enter every parameter you need to incorporate. Okay, so that's why you need to know their actual value. Okay, foil strain gauge, so it's looked like a foil. Okay, so previously you can see it's looked like just a spring, only small conductor is there and look like a spring. Okay, if you leave with that material, so they are already means coming together. But if you want to foil type strain gauge, so definitely, so that spring is not there, or lower dimension wires are not there. So in this case you have to add other type of, you have to use some foils. Okay, so foils is for operated for better for higher operating temperature. That is the important issue. So temperature withstand condition, okay, withheld condition is more in foil strain gauge type of configurations. Okay, and it is almost 0.2 mm thick. Okay, so 0.2 mm thick is there. Okay, so that can also prevent other issues. Okay, semiconductor strain gauge, what I have done in semiconductor strain gauge, so very high gauge factor, it is nearer to 130. Okay, so that means millimeter, how much millimeter is the range? That is 0.7 to 7.0. Okay, so semiconductor strain gauge is happen in semiconductor, so you are using semiconductor material. Okay, instead of resistance. Okay, so here you are using semiconductor material, so you are not using the you are not using which thing, you are not using the other resistance. Okay, so you are using some semiconductor material instead of resistance, conventional resistance. Okay, and here you are using some gold lead. So why gold lead? So unnecessary power is not losing, that's why you are needing that's why you are adding some gold lead. So it having very less means it having the very less values of the initial means in-hand power consumptions. Okay, so temperature measurement, what happened by this transducer? So international practice temperature scale. Okay, so different organization names are there. Okay, who are responsible for international? Basically, this chapter database chapter. Okay, means analytical data. Okay, so that's why numericals problem as well as similar type of problems are very important. Okay, and here we can see the temperature oriented here. Okay, so triple point equilibrium hydrogen having temperature 259.34 degrees centigrade, means it's a huge. So normal part meter cannot measure, so you have to depend upon your strain gauge. Okay, so the tipping point equilibrium between hydrogen is given. The total boiling points of the hydrogen you are able to get. Okay, water, it is there. The freezing point, it is 419 in 0.56 means freezing where, so directly if you move to how much values are there, that you are able to get. Then freezing point of silver. Okay, so when if silver is freezing condition, so you can standardize the other parameters also. The incorporate the freezing point is a certain order material also under as also used as the secondary fixed point to provide the additional reference point during the calibration process. So it is used for the only for the calibration process. Okay. So other important points are that it's a instrument that measure the press temperature can divide into specific according to physical principle, and physical principle is all the transistors. They are the example for the physical sorry, they are yes, physical principle. Okay, depends upon the physical principle. So whatever changes is there, so automatically it is reflected. You need not to reflect all those things. Okay, or you needed to change means automatically it will. So the temperature, the thermoelectric effect. So based on that, which of the effects are using over there? That is thermoelectric effect, the thermocouple. Resistance changes methods are there, already discussed. Sensitivity of semiconductor device, definitely sensitivity with the increase of temperature. So the sensitivity normally means you can understand. So increasing means there is a problem. Radiative heat emission. So high current is means definitely some heat will be dissipated, and definitely they are dissipating through radiations, means it is additional energy is radiated from that portions. Okay, thermography. Okay, thermal expression, resonant frequency change, sensitivity of the fabric. Fiber optic devices. So sometimes we are also using optoisolator. Okay, so optoisolator, it's an example of a definitely electronics good, as well as other important points are there. So last one is the change of state of material. So what type of material you are using for this system. Okay, so these important key points we are going to discuss over here. Okay, so first resistance thermometer. Okay, so here you are using So here we are using that resistance thermometer. So sensing element is there. Here you can see the sensing element. Okay, lead support is there over there. Okay, so due to resistance, what happened, that is rotating. Okay, so rotating, it is changing their positions. When it will connecting with the wire, okay, then only you can get the informations. Okay, so here you can see the important parts. Okay, important parts or sections of that important parts of the important sections of the potentiometer thermometer. Okay, so everything happened over here. Okay, so how the sheath is look like? So the lower portion is look like the sheath. Okay, here what you can observe over here is thermistor. So bimetallic strips are there, how they look like that. So here you can see their location. So wicks are look like, okay, so 10 mm wicks, how they look like. Okay, so 15 mm this is there. It's also it's also look like a ceramic type of capacitor. Okay, so different process are there. Okay, so here you can see the thermistor. So thermistor option is there. What type of thermistors are there? That option is there. Then rod type 4 mm dia, 125 to 50 milli long dia is required. Okay, diameter. So wash type. Washer type is also be there. You have to incorporate the washer. Basically, sometimes you need to deal with the water. So in that case, you have to include some washer. Okay. Okay, so in my next class, I will discuss about that sensitivity of the register. Okay, so then how they are plotted, RTD, thermistor, thermocouple. So the next class, I will complete the thermocouple portions. Okay, then I'll start that bridge. Okay, so no, sorry, I'll start that that LVDT. Okay, so I'll start that LVDT after completion of this. So I have already shared with you the slides. So I hope all of you are gone through the slides and they are trying to prepare their write up. So very soon, I am asking for that write up. Okay, for my class note, homework copy. Okay, so very soon I am asking for it. So be prepared and keep it with you. Okay, so when I will ask, okay, at the means you have to submit as soon as possible at that time. Okay, so keep in your mind to prepare it as well as TA. Okay, so all the component you need to complete and appear for the exam. Okay, I hope all of you able to get it. Any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay, so there is no doubt from your end. So I will take the class on tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow after 4:15 I
Sir,
will start. Yes, tell me.
the next slide I have the. Can you please little in brief you and differentiate between the three? Sir, the next slide.
Huh. Hmm. Thermistor,
Sir, this.
thermocouple. Thermistor, thermocouple, active. Yes, yes.
Yes, sir. Can you
So both the cases you
differentiate,
can
please?
see that you are asking about the next slide. You can see most important important thing, that is all the nature of the all the waveform or curve, they are in non-linear in nature. Did you see?
Yes, sir. That I said, sir.
So they are in non-linear nature. So that one important thing. So when you are selecting that values, okay, so how accurately you are preparing your data sheet, that is very important. Okay, suppose you are a manufacturer and you are dealing with some devices that is not linear devices. All the devices are non-linear. Basically, you are dealing with the physical system. So you have one option. That option is that when you are picking the devices, so what is their operating zone? Okay, so selecting such type of devices, their operating zone means not all the operating zone, linear operating zone. Their linear operating zone is more. So your device can work at that duration in very. Yeah, then you cannot predict. Okay, so in that case, what you need to do, you have to take a lot of readings and you have to means there is a one common idea, that is local linearization, global linearization. So entire nonlinear thing you can part-wise, piecewise linear you can make. Okay, so small piece you can pick and linearize them and make your data sheet. Okay, but that is your local linearization. But for the global linearization, so globally it is not linear. Okay, so entire the curve will be non-linear. That RTD curve is look like a some linear, but some of the portion is linear, most of the portion is non-linear. You're getting my idea? You're getting my idea?
Yes, sir. Yes. Yes, sir.
Yes,
I'm
okay.
getting
Yes,
like this.
yes. So in my next class, I will start thermocouple. Okay, so thermocouple is nothing but that bimetallic strip. You are changing the temperature and or heat, or automatically the current is flowing through that meter. Okay. So throughout this chapter, two things are most important. That is, what are the basic phenomena of your that transducers. Okay, the basic phenomena of the transducers. In practical world, lot of transducers are available. So studying everything, each and every transducer is not possible. So most important thing, the important transducer, we have to pick it for our syllabus and we have to know about that. Like strain gauge is important. Then here we are using that metallic strip, bimetallic strip. Okay, and after that LVDT, that variable inductance type transducer, that is very important. Okay, so means transducers up to LVDT. Okay, so then piezoelectric, some of the portions are there, Hall effect sensor. Okay, so this is very big chapter. Okay, and most of the thing is informative. So all of you prepare this chapter just for your short note type of question and give notes just on LVDT. Okay, so the linear variable differential transform. Okay, so that is very important. Okay, so whatever I am complete, I am going to cover. Okay, so question will become up to that portions. So my suggestion is that I am going to discuss about it, but try to complete all those portions. Okay, as soon as possible. Okay, thank you again. We will meet you on tomorrow. Tomorrow, our class is there around 4:20, 4:15. Okay, so we'll join there. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.